Welcome to all. I am Dr. Asha Kadam from Department of Botany, Dada Patil Mahavidyalaya, Karjat. In previous lecture, we learned about the physical nature of cytoplasmic matrix. Today, we learn the second part of cytoplasmic matrix, that is the organic and inorganic content of cytoplasmic matrix. So, here we know that we learn the paper second, cell and molecular biology. In that paper, they are the second chapter, that is the cytoplasmic matrix, and here in the cytoplasmic matrix, this one is the second part in which we learn the chemical organization of cytoplasmic matrix. In previous lecture already we learned about the physical nature of cytoplasmic matrix, which act as a solid, which act as a gel, and it also act as a glass. These are the different physical properties of the cytoplasmic matrix which play an important function. Then next, in this cytoplasmic matrix, today we learn the organic content of these cytoplasmic matrix. Not only organic but inorganic also. Means in short, we learn the component of a cytoplasmic matrix, which may be organic and which may be the inorganic. So here when we learn the chemical organization of a cytoplasmic matrix, we know that cytoplasm is nothing but the gel-like fluid which are present between the plasma membrane and the nucleus, that we call as the cytoplasmic matrix. Means here from the plasma membrane to the nucleus, the fluid-like matter that we call as the cytoplasmic matrix. We know that in previous lecture we learned that except the nucleus, all the fluid-like matter that we called as the cytoplasmic matrix. But when the fluid matter is present in the nucleus, that time it called as the nucleoplasm. Instead of the cytoplasm, we called as the nucleoplasm. So, the cytoplasm is a gel-like or fluid-like matter which present from plasma membrane to the nucleus. Cytoplasm is the semi-fluid substance of a cell that is present within the cellular component and surround to the nuclear membrane. It is sometimes described as non-nuclear content of the protoplasm. So, due to the exceptional features of a nucleus, that plasma-like matter or fluid-like matter or gel-like matter we called as the nucleoplasm. So, except these nuclear content, all the gel-like or the fluid-like matter we called as the cytoplasm or the protoplasm. All the cellular contents in prokaryotic organisms are contained within the cell cytoplasm. But in eukaryotic organism, the nucleus of a cell is separated from the cytoplasm. So, in the prokaryote, all the component of the cells are included in the cytoplasm or cell cytoplasm. But in the eukaryotic cell, the cytoplasm included only from plasma membrane to nucleus. In the nucleus, when there is the gel-like matter that we called as the nucleoplasm. Cytoplasm is thick and semi-transparent fluid which is a colorless, and we know that in the cytoplasm the more content of the water is present. Approximately 70% water is present in a cytoplasm. It is very transparent, it is colorless. The cytoplasm was discovered in the year 1835 by Robert Brown and another scientist. Here, look, this one is the 3D structure of a plant cell. Here, this one is the cell membrane, which is a semi-permeable, we also called as the plasma membrane. Then this one is the mitochondria. These are the gel-like structure that we called as the cytoplasm. This one is the vacuole. All this one is the nuclear subparts, that is this envelope we called as the nuclear envelope. This part is called as the nucleolus. Here this one is the nucleus, and from this nucleus to this plasma membrane there is the network like structure present that we call as the endoplasmic reticulum, and here there is presence of a Golgi apparatus. So the cytoplasm is made up of 70 to 90% water and is colorless visually. Most of the cellular activities occurs in the cytoplasm. There are main three components of cytoplasm. First one is the inclusion, in which the cytoplasmic matter or the inclusions that are very small particles seen temporarily in a cytoplasm. They may or may not be membrane bound structure, and always they are metabolically inactive. Cytoplasmic inclusions are always metabolically inactive in nature. For example, when we see the lipid content, some droplets, glycogen granules and some pigment granules. Here the cytoplasmic inclusions are completely inactive. Then next component of the cytoplasm is organelles. Very small organs within the cell which are involved in metabolism. For example, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum. These are very specialized cell structure with characteristic shape present in a cytoplasm. And the third component of the cytoplasm is a cytosol, which is a fluid portion. It is about 55% of the total cell volume. It varies from composition in different cells, and it is 75 to 90% water plus various dissolved and suspended ions and the molecules. It contains different types of ions, different types of molecules like the glucose, amino acids, fatty acids and ATP. When we learn the component of the cytoplasm, that time we seen that there are main three components of the cytoplasm, that may be cytoplasmic inclusions, we call as the cytoplasmic illusions, which are metabolically inactive, for example lipid. Then second part of the cytoplasmic matrix or second component of the cytoplasmic matrix is the organelles, which is specialized structures present in a cell, for example mitochondria, and third one is the cytosol. In cytosol there are different ions and the molecules are present. For example, amino acids, glucose and the fatty acids. Then next we learn about the functions of cytoplasm. Which role these cytoplasm play in the cell? So, cytoplasm is the site of many biochemical reactions that are vital and crucial for maintaining life. It is the place where the cell expands and growth of the cell is take place. Cytoplasm also provides the medium for the organelles which remains suspended. The cytoskeleton of the cytoplasm provides shape to the cell, and it also facilitates the different types of a movement. It also aids the movement of the different cellular element. the enzymes in the cytoplasm always metabolize the macromolecules into the very small parts so that it can be easily available for the other cells organelles like the mitochondria. The cytoplasm is means of transport for genetic material and it also transport the product of cellular respiration. Cytoplasm acts as a buffer and also it protects the genetic material of the cell and also the cellular organelles from damage caused due to movement and collisions with other cells. The cytoplasmic organelles are specialized structures that have its own functions like cellular respiration, protein synthesis, etc. The cytoplasmic inclusions are non-soluble molecules that are seen floating in the cytoplasm, and due to this they act as stored fats and sugars that are ready for the cellular respiration process. Cytoplasm and the proteins prevent the grouping of organelles in place due to gravity that would impair their function. So, it also stores many chemicals that are important for the life, important metabolic reactions like the glycolysis and synthesis of proteins that also take place in the cytoplasm. In plants, the movement of the cytoplasm around the vacuoles, this is known as the cytoplasmic streaming. All these are the different functions which perform the cytoplasm in the cell. So, today we learn about the content or the component of the cytoplasm. Mainly, there are three main components of the cytoplasm, that is the cytoplasmic illusions which are metabolically inactive, for example lipids. Then second component of the cytoplasmic matrix, that is the organelles which are specialized in structure, for example mitochondria, and the third component, that is the cytosol, in which there are different types of ions and the molecules are present which are dissolved in the cytoplasmic matter, in which they are approximately 70 to 90% water. So, these cytoplasm play an important role in the various metabolic activities in the cell.